All right. Well, winter meetings are over, and your New York Yankees of baseball have done approximately zero meaningful things. I saw they made a move in the Rule 5 draft or something. Got some outfielder nobody knows of. Doyle. I don't know. Don't care. They've not done anything significant yet. They've not gotten a left fielder. They've not gotten a bullpen name. They've not gotten a starting pitcher. And as I have come on here time and time again, whether it be on social media, on the podcast here, on YouTube, wherever, I have been pretty loud about what I think the Yankees need. I don't think, of course, you should probably get Bellinger back. I think you need to get Bellinger back. That's a priority. But I'm talking about, like, in terms of adding to the team, unless it's for like Fernando Tatis out of nowhere, to get that second star next to Judge again, I think the Yankees really need to be focusing on pitching. And I know that might be unpopular, because a lot of us just focus on results. And, in the playoffs, the Yankee bats came up short, but I don't think it was the Yankee bats not being good. I think it was just the Yankee bats not being good when they were supposed to be good. I don't think it was a talent problem. I think it was the talent not executing at that time. It was just execution. It's not something you have to overhaul and fix your entire offseason because you don't have the guys. No, you had a lineup that was super talented and that needed to get it done, and I, for once, thought that was on the players. Where in the past I would blame it on roster construction and the lineup build. This time around, I thought they had the perfect formula, and all the guys decided to flop at the same time, except for Aaron Judge and maybe Ryan McMahon. So what I think they actually need to focus on is what their issue was all of last season, and that was pitching. Now the rotation was good, but you're looking at the rotation now, and it's old, it's injured. You need one. You need a guy because you're going to be without some guys for a minute to start the season. And one of the Yankees' targets, at least in the rumor mill, this offseason has been Freddy Peralta. Now, Freddy Peralta is 29 years old, turns 30 in June. Okay, he is the right-handed ace for the Milwaukee Brewers, and he expires at the end of the year, at the end of next season. Very good pitcher. You're talking about a guy who's been in the league now for 8 years, and he has a career 3.59 ERA, a 113 whip, 30% K rate for his career, 9% walk rate, and that's across 931 career innings. He is a two-time All-Star, Peralta, with both of those seasons being a year where he posted sub-3 ERAs. Currently on a span of 3 consecutive seasons where he's pitched at least 30 starts, 165 plus innings, and 200 plus Ks. That is an impressive run to be on. It is not every day you come across a pitcher who gives you durability and punch outs like that. So he was the I don't know if it was the National League wins leader or the Major League wins leader this past season, where he was also top 5 in Cy Young in the National League. Had a 2.70 ERA this year, a 1.08 whip, 28% K rate, 9% walk rate, and that was across 160 or 176 and 2/3 innings. But he ended his season going on a hell of a run, where from August to the very end of September, Freddy Peralta, through 10 starts, finished posting a 1.76 ERA in that span. And during that span, there was a 5-start stint where he did not allow a run for 5 consecutive starts. And it was against some good lineups. He faced the Cubs, the Jays, the Phillies. So he's the real deal, man. He's a veteran of the game. He's got 6 years of postseason experience, too. So that was very nice to look up and find out. In the postseason, he's pitched in 9 games. He's made 6 starts, 33 1/3 innings overall. Did well this past postseason, where in the NLDS, he made 2 starts against the Cubs, went 9 2/3, 15 strikeouts, 5 runs in those 2 starts. He took the win in game 1 of the LDS, and then he pitched in game 2 of the LCS against the Dodgers. Took the loss, but he went 5 2/3, 3 runs. His only career start against the New York Yankees came this past season. It was, if you can remember, you date all the way back to the torpedo craze in the opening series. He took the loss in that, but he did not pitch like Cortez pitched. He pitched well. He went 5 innings, 2 runs, struck out 8 Yankees, 1 walk. So, good damn pitcher. And you peel back the layers a bit. It's not just deceiving on the outside. It's not like he dealt with some good luck. No, this guy's the real deal. This past season, he was 97th percentile in terms of pitching run value. A guy who is able to miss bats, get swing and miss, 83rd percentile whiff rate, 80th percentile in exit velocity, 90th percentile in hard hit rate. So he limits damage contact, 81st percentile in extensions. So that means releases the ball close to the plate, so it helps his fastball play up. Some of the more underwhelming metrics, 48th percentile in chase rate. So he's mediocre at getting guys to leave the strike zone. 32nd percentile barrel rate and 25th percentile ground ball rate. So that probably explains why he's 40th percentile in home runs per 9. He'll give up a decent amount of home runs, not a ton. But that's also because he's very fastball heavy. 53% fastball for Peralta this past year, but he does balance out his off-speed and breaking well. If you dig into his secondaries, he was 21% changeup, 16% curve, and 9% slider. So the four-seamer is a very good pitch for him. That's his primary fastball. He gets good results with that pitch on a year-to-year basis. This past year, he was 84th percentile run value with his fastball. It's a pitch that sits 95 miles an hour. He can get it up to 97. And it bottoms out at like 93. So he'll average around 95. But it's a very lively fastball. I mentioned it has a lot of life because he gets good extension, but he also gets a lot of spin. The spin rate on the pitch is very good. He gets close to 25,000 RPMs, which is among the best in Major League Baseball. The numbers on the fastball, it yielded a 209 batting average this past year with a 381 slug. It's a pitch that he uses to both sides of the plate, but definitely favors lefties with it. And he locates it very well. He can go to the top of the zone pretty effectively. It's got a good rising effect on it. It's a good pitch. Changeup. His second most used pitch, first most used secondary pitch. That was a tongue twister. Changeup is a pitch that he also gets very good results with year to year. This past season, 96th percentile in off-speed run value. It's a very good changeup. It's got very good fade, like the horizontal run to it looks good. And it yielded a 173 batting average this year, 271 slug. Very good numbers to both sides of the plate, so it's pretty split even. But I did find this interesting. When you dive into the numbers on his changeup, he's not afraid to use this against righties, which I loved. 39% of the time he threw that changeup, it was to a right-handed bat. Most right-handed pitchers use the changeup for lefties, and most left-handed pitchers use it for righties. But he's a guy who is not afraid to go to the same hand to use that changeup, right? Like you look at a guy like Carlos Rodon, only throws that thing to, he's a lefty, he only throws that thing to righties. Freddy Peralta will go right on right with that changeup. Now, he doesn't backdoor it either, which I thought was even more surprising. It's not like he goes backdoor. No, he goes in. He likes to go inside with it. He'll go below the zone, middle of the plate, but below the zone. Interesting. And it gets a lot of soft contact, a lot of swing and miss, so he can locate that pitch very well. 85 miles an hour exit velo off the changeup, 35% whiff rate. It's also, I also found interesting that his changeup is not really that much of a drop off from the fastball. His fastball, as we mentioned, sits 95. The changeup sits 89. So usually I feel like you want like an 8 to 12% or 8 to 12 miles an hour drop. He's sitting at 6, you know? So it's one of his better pitches. Curveball, it's another elite pitch for him, if we're being honest. Good results year to year on that pitch. This past season, 88th percentile in breaking ball run value. Curveball gets not much break and spin, pretty below average when you're looking at the movement profile, but it gets elite results because he's able, he's got good extension. The arm slot that he throws that curveball out of is tough to pick up. And the drop off in velocity from his four seam to his curveball is pretty large. It's a 16 mile an hour dip between his fastball and his curve. It's more of a slow curve. So he sequences it very well, plays the fastball off the curve, plays the curve off the fastball, good pitch tunneling, and good location. He spots the curveball very well, which is why he got a 183 batting average this year off the curve, 283 slug. So does not give up damage with it, knock on wood. Pretty dead even usage to both sides of the plate too. And he gets great results to each side of the plate. So generates extremely soft contact with the curveball, 81 miles an hour. And he gets a lot of swing and miss, 35% whiff rate with that pitch. Now his last pitch that he uses, the slider, also I would consider a very good plus pitch. Great results year to year. Again, this past season, 88th percentile in breaking ball run value. The slider has some solid horizontal break to it. Yielded a 157 average, 216 slug this past year. Favors the slider against righties, which makes sense for a righty. So he lives on the outer edge of the plate with it, low and away. Also generates a lot of soft contact and a ton of swing and miss. He's a 52% whiff rate with that slider. And when they do put it in play, it's just 82 miles an hour off the bat. But again, as good as that whiff rate is, he doesn't throw this pitch a ton. He only throws it 9% of the time overall. So it is a much smaller sample. Do keep that in mind. So he's got filthy stuff, man. I like Peralta. I've liked him for a bit. I think the only thing that maybe concerns some people with Freddy Peralta, we're going to get into that the second we return from our break here on the show in episode 944. So stay with us, and we'll talk about one of the few concerns regarding Freddy Peralta if the Yankees go after him.
Quick break here, guys. Stay connected with BD4 on social media. Follow us on Instagram and X at BD4Pod, and find us on Facebook by searching BD4. Don't miss out. Join the conversation. Want more BD4? Subscribe to our YouTube channel and never miss an episode. Hit that like button, drop a comment, and share with your fellow fans. Don't forget to ring that bell so you're always the first to know when a new video drops. Love BD4 but don't have the time to sit down and watch? Don't forget to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify so you never miss an episode. And if you're enjoying the show, leave us a 5-star rating and a quick review. It helps us grow and keeps the conversation going.
All right. Welcome back to the show. Episode 944 of the podcast. I appreciate you all listening. Freddy Peralta, talking about him in this show. The Yankees potentially interested here. Will they make a trade? Who knows? They did nothing over the weekend. Or over the week. Small concern. I have here on my notes. Small concern with Freddy Peralta. He doesn't go super deep into games. 33 starts is a lot. When you make 176 and 2/3 innings, out of those 33 starts. It's kind of an odd side-by-side, average 5 1/3 innings per start. So I would say the one factor to this that you do have to keep in mind is he pitched for the Brewers, and that's an analytics team that relies very heavily on bullpen. The Brewer bullpen this past year were 4th in total innings pitched. So it's maybe less on Peralta, but another factor, he also isn't very effective third time through. Now every pitcher's numbers are going to drop off third time through. That's normal. But with Freddy Peralta's case, if you look at the strikeouts, third time through, that plummets. And then if you compare that to his walk rate third time through, that skyrockets. So the signs are not great when he gets third time through the order. Is that worth passing up on? I wouldn't pass up on because of that. If you're an elite pitcher, you're an elite pitcher. Dylan Cease got $200 million just a couple weeks ago because he's an elite pitcher. He doesn't go deep, I also think if you're pitching to Austin Wells, who's the 96th, or he's in the 96th percentile for pitch framing, that might help, So, no, I don't think this issue is enough of an issue for me to be like, no, don't go after Freddy Peralta. Let's not go after him because he's not going deep into games. It's 2025 anyway. I think the Yankee bullpen should be and will be better this upcoming season if they do some stuff. But, you have Bednar, you have Camille Doval. I think you can get better. They're going to be used. So I don't think that's a big issue, especially with the depth the Yankees have in pitching. But Freddy Peralta, like we mentioned, 1 year left on his deal, worth just $8 million. So if he's traded for, does Brian Cashman extend him? The Yankees, Cashman doesn't usually extend guys mid-season, but he's not Boris, so we'll see. Regardless, even if you have him for a year, it's not a lot of money on payroll if you trade for him, so it is well worth it financially. And then you're talking about a guy who's expiring, so the money still might be decent because he's good. But I don't think the potential trade package here is anything crazy. It might cost you one of Carlos LaGrange or Elmer Rodriguez, or is it like a Warren or Luis Seal, somebody who's more major league ready? I know the Brewers had trouble in the infield, middle infield, particularly shortstop. Joey Ortiz had a 66 OPS plus and over 500 plate appearances this year. Are they looking to get a major league ready middle infielder like Caballero or Oswaldo Cabrera? I don't know. Or is it one of Dominguez or Jones the Yankees put in here? I wouldn't think it'd have to cost that much, but there are a lot of variables to it, right? Do the Yankees want to part with one of their top pitching prospects? LaGrange and Rodriguez are both 1 and 2 in the system. Do the Yankees want to part with an MLB-ready shortstop given Volpe's injury? And just the fact that he's Volpe, are they waiting to deal Dominguez or Jones until they get a left fielder? Do the Yankees plan to skip left field and keep Dominguez and Jones and use them as their left fielders? Do they want to give them up in a deal like this for a guy who's going to be a free agent? Can you manage to get Trevor McGill in this same deal? If that's part of the equation, then what does that look like? So there are a lot of factors to it, but whatever it is, I think the Yankees need to hurry up because every single one of their rival teams to beat, they're making moves. The Dodgers just inked Diaz. The Mets got Devin Williams. Talked about Cease. He's in Toronto. Boston got Sonny Gray. Baltimore, Helsley and Alonso. And you're looking at teams who are looking at Freddy Peralta. It's not just the Yankees. I've seen that the Mets, Baltimore, Boston, San Francisco, all those teams are snooping around looking at Peralta too. The bidding is going to be competitive on Freddy Peralta because he gives you great production on a team-friendly deal. So I think if you're the Yankees, why the hell wouldn't you do it? It's not like you can't. You've got a good amount of trade capital. You've got a good amount of trade capital, and you're one of the wealthier teams in baseball. So you should be striking while the iron is hot, as cliche as that might sound. You could use another right-handed starter. Got a lot of lefties in there. And you could use another ace in the middle of his prime, right? Right now, it's just Max Fried. When you're talking about guys who are at peak performance and not old, besides Max Fried, you look at that rotation, you don't really have that, right? Like with Peralta, if you trade for him, you would have a second starting pitcher that's guaranteed to pitch like an ace, right? Carlos Rodon is 33 years old. He's coming off an injury. His stuff has already started to dip a little bit. Garrett Cole is going to be 36 about a month or two after he comes back. He's coming off Tommy John. He already started to decline a little bit pre-Tommy John. Cam Schlittler, Will Warren. I like both of them. They're young pitchers. They're going to have ups and downs. There could be adjustment periods there. Luis Heel, he's also a bit young. You don't know what you're getting right now from him with his situation. Same with Clark Schmidt. He's young, but he's coming off Tommy John himself. If he even comes back this year, we'll see. You need to capitalize on Aaron Judge's prime years here. Judge has maybe two years left of peak performance. Let's use one of them and get an ace. You've got potential to make this Yankees rotation absolutely elite when they're healthy. Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Freddy Peralta. That's your top three. You got Cam Schlittler in the back. Carlos Rodon. I mean, it's like, get it done. And you got yourself 4 potential aces when you're healthy. So I would definitely do a trade for Freddy Peralta. I think if you're not willing to part with prospects, and that's your reason for not wanting this, I think you're out of your freaking mind. Let's go win a World Series. But we'll see. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to wrap this one up right here. I'll see you soon. Go Yankees. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you want Peralta? Do you not? Who's your number one target? I would put him at number 1 on my list. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you soon. Hey guys, thank you for listening to BD4. Be sure to follow us on social media, subscribe to us on YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next time.